Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your weekly reading for the week of July 17th. So let's take a look and see what's going on for you, Sagittarius. How was your Mercury? Did we survive it? I survived it. I was not excited about it, but I did. Lots going on, and still things are a little bit up in the air, so I will know more soon. Here we go, kids. Sagittarius, this is for your Sagittarius sun reading. So, Fool card, opportunity, Three of Cups, family, World card. Oh, more like keeping yourself small. Ooh, conflict. So I do see the Five of Swords for you. Interesting thing about this dynamic is we have the Queen of Swords, which is walking away. What happens when you walk away from a dead tree? You don't water it anymore. You don't give it any more energy. You leave it be. It's not going to give you any fruit. It's not going to bear any shade or any leaves. You might as well cut it down. But at this point, sometimes it's just best to like walk away from something that's dead to you. I do see the Fool card, which is crossroads and opportunity, decision making. That's coming into alignment with, looking outside of the current situation to see what's possible, to see what's available. It sparks that reticular activating system where we start to see different possibilities in the elements in front of us. I do see some increased labor for you. Just be careful, Sagittarius, this week, because we have the Knight of Cups, which is feeling a little bit as if, your emotions are coming to the surface a little bit more than before. This isn't the impulsive stuff, but it might just be them boiling up and rising up without your control, impulsively and compulsively, so that you feel as if you might almost speak out to it or your emotions aren't quite in check. I do see the Eight of Coins, which is working a little harder than normal. So this is like you're hopping from foot to foot a little bit. You've got a couple major cards in here already. That's 4. So remember, the major cards are the heavy hitters, the one that seem to come a little bit more with a little bit more influence than the typical ones. I do see the Nine of Swords, which is you feeling as if your voice isn't being heard, and you're definitely conflicted on some elements with the Two of Wands in place. Scorpio had the same thing. Scorpio has the Two of Wands, and that's usually you feeling like you're in the middle of two situations or two individuals. Like I say all the time, that card is just like, two people telling two sides of a story, or you being the mediator or middleman on some things. I also see the Page of Swords. So moving forward in the week with your emotions coming up to the surface, you might find yourself being a little bit more antagonistic. You have the Page of Swords, and that's like road rage, a little bit snappy, a little bit worried, a little bit quick with the tongue. The Hierophant's coming up too, so you're definitely pulling information. You also got the Queen of Wands in almost the same position. I'm feeling deja vu right here with the Scorpio reading. I am seeing the Page of Wands, which is education, and then the Hierophant here that is almost identical. You have the Queen of Wands, which is leadership. So you might find yourself stepping into some leadership where you're nurturing other individuals. Temperance card is all about balance, and the Moon card is all about like mapping and structure and, fear and worry about the future. And, maybe even some secrets might come to light. Maybe that be the reason why you're not feeling as if your voice is being heard while you process some of this information. The Temperance cards, it tells us that even though there's a lot of, tumultuous emotions going on, things are going to remain within balance. Okay. World card might indicate some travel for you coming up pretty quickly. So you might have a trip or some celebration, especially with family, because we have the Three of Cups. So you might be spending some time with family. Let's pull a card for you from Mystic Dreamer. It doesn't matter how much I shuffle. Similar energy for similar weeks, no matter what I do. Let's take a look and see. Sagittarius Moon. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. There's also the Tarot 101 series, Karma on Deck, and then there's the astrology and the dating series. If you guys want to get on and take some live classes with me, let me know. There is some fun with that. And here we go for Sagittarius, week of July 17th, Hierophant. Much apology. Hierophant, Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Empress, Three of Wands. I do have the Strength card too. You're going to have to be pulling from your reserves. Some of this stuff that's going on for you, you do have some drama. So this is your Sagittarius Moon. Your intuition is on point right now too. We have the High Priestess, which tells me that some thoughts that have been floating on the surface are starting to make some connections. I was talking about reticular activating system in your brain. That's like a Rolodex. It's like your brain can go da, 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 and pull that little piece of information so that you actually get to make the connections without, logical connections without all of the data, because you're making these leaps. I do see the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, intuition, which is telling you that some of the situations that you have yourself in are going to repeat, continue. There's definitely some burdens that you've taken on recently that are going to continue to feel a little heavy. You've got some 8 of Swords, which is drama, 5 of Pentacles, hopelessness, where you're feeling like some of these situations aren't changeable, like they're permanent. Everything changes, right? We also have the Empress card, which tells us that some things are in due time, like some things are coming to fruition. I would be cautious of being stubborn. We did have that energy in your general spread, which said that your emotions were higher, like tumultuous. But we have the Hierophant, which is arrogance, stubbornness, haughty. Sometimes you know it all, sometimes you don't. And just because you do doesn't mean you have to say so. Just be cautious of that energy. It might be a little bit conflicting for you with the with the 8 of Swords, with the drama, with the Fool card and the Page of Wands. And then we have the 5 of Wands. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but the 5 of Wands is feeling as if things are going to get into a conflict whether you like it or not. So you're going to kind of draw the line in the sand. And mostly this is all about protecting your legacy, like your money, your family, your household, protecting all of that. And that might not be a bad idea for you to protect and speak to what it is that's required by you. So the Hierophant doesn't necessarily mean stubborn, although that is a split side of that aspect, right, of the card. The Hierophant's about knowledge, education, wisdom, having the higher level of information as needed, but it also means that you can be stubborn. So it can be a fine line for you, like deciding whether this is educational for someone else, whether they need to hear it, or whether you just decided they did. Right? So just because you're right doesn't mean you need to tell people that. But you do have a lot of intuition firing on you right now, which might be causing you to withdraw. If you've got these little suspected pieces of data and information on the top of your head, and it's, like I said, making those leaps for you, trust them. You've overcommitted in a lot of places, and you've got a lot of responsibility on your back. You've got a lot of people counting on you, or you've got a lot of things that you need to handle and take care of, and that's what's on your mind right now. What you're thinking about, what you're dealing with. The thing about you, Sagittarius, is with the 3 of Wands in play, you're watching, you're noticing, and your eye on things. You got your finger on the pulse, so to speak. Now, the 3 of Wands might just be you're watching people. You might be watching the news. You might be watching current events. And you've got the Strength card, which tells me that you're watching to know what move you want to make next. And you're steering clear of drama. You're steering clear. And you're making decisions differently when it comes to relationships than you ever have. Page of Wands, trying some new things. Being innovative. I also see some possible impulsive expenses. Yeah, fun, expensive. Might even be a trip. The Sun card being something that has to do with celebration or summertime, maybe by water, maybe by, I don't know. I'm seeing some vacation time for you. But I'm also seeing the page, Knight of Pentacles, and where'd the other one go? Ooh. Knight of Wands, which is an apology. So you might be making an apology to someone. Overdue, if you've been stubborn, and you can. It's not so hard to say I'm sorry. Like, if you know you're a jerk, just be like, dude, out of pocket. I apologize. We all know when we're out of pocket, what you got to do on that. But I think your Hierophant card is telling me that you might have a little too much pride in play. And that's why you haven't delivered the. And that is all right. We're all human, right? But these are just some of the things that are on your mind and what you're navigating through. Let's pull a card from Mystic Dreamer. Like, subscribe, share, hang out. Let's take a look and see what I'm doing next. Next up is going to be Capricorn. And you can catch all of these videos early. Patreon, I'm going to do my best to get you pretty organized ahead of time so that you can have a little advance notice when you want to, and not going to be on the day. I'm not going to. Here and there I will. We'll see. All right, here we go. This is your divination of the Fickle. Are you being fickle, Sagittarius? I can't imagine you fickle. Sorry. Fickle. Here we go. Flowers. If you've been playing games with someone's emotions, even your own, the Flowers card has come to ask you to make up your mind before you lose what could be a great relationship. Possibly just exactly what you've been hoping for. Take stock of your behavior. Are you devoted 1 minute, then backing off the next, leaving things totally up in the air? Your lack of decisiveness is affecting others' happiness as well as your own. Now is the time to look at the root of the problem, fear, which is the Moon card. Ask yourself, what exactly are you scared of? Because the Moon card's not only about fear, it's also about paranoia. It's also mapping, seeing where you are, deciding what you want to do next. Your incantation for the week, Sagittarius. Should I stay or should I go? To be happy or feel woe? Oh, to be in such a pickle. Decision made. I'm no longer fickle. So get clear. Make a decision. That's all it takes, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Like I always say, love is the answer to every question. I promise if you love on it, do the right thing. Thank you so much, guys. Catch you on the flip side, and I'll see you with Capricorn.